everyone, welcome to our microbiology online course. My name is Dr. Williams and I'm going to be your instructor for this semester. I am so happy to have you in class. This video is being recorded just so you can get an idea of how the course is set up and maybe answer some questions as we begin our wonderful course. So what you'll see when you enter our course is you will see this top navigation bar. We do use Blackboard Ultra at this time. So if you want the content of the course, you can click here. Any announcements will be posted there. Discussion boards are there, and also the grade book and so on. Messages across the top, that is very important because my primary contact that I prefer you to contact me through is through Blackboard Messages. You can just click this new message, find my name or someone in the class, and type your message and then send to me. The reason I use Blackboard Messages as opposed to any other, like email as my preferred method, is because sometimes students will send an email and it gets caught in spam and I never get it, but the student thinks that I'm just not responding, and that I don't want that to happen. So if you send it through Blackboard Messages, it does not get caught in a spam filter. It goes straight to Blackboard and lets me know. Now, the second is if you're having trouble with Blackboard Messages or getting into Blackboard or something like that, then the second option is to use my email. But that's just sort of my preference through those. So let's kind of look at how the course is laid out. I do want to tell you that there's a couple of special things about this course. This one not as important, but Quality Matters Certified course, which means it's gone through a rigorous process to ensure quality in organization and content, and it's a pretty hard certification to get that. So this is something that it's meta standard and a rigorous review process. But maybe something more interesting for you is that we have this course is a Scholars of Global Distinction course. So if you are in the Scholars of Global Distinction program, or you want to be, this course will count as a global course for you. And it was certified through UNC Chapel Hill Scholar of Global Distinction Curriculum Grant. So just so you know, you have that option. This is also a GC Rhino Scholars Honors course. So if you are in the honors program or you just want honors credit for this course, please note that you have the option of doing an honors project for this course. And I'll show you a little bit about that down below where I have it listed. Now, please do note, Scholars of Global Distinction and GC Rhino Scholars are both totally optional. I highly recommend them, but you are not required to do these two things. Now, the Global Distinction, just being in the course will get you that by completing it. But the honors designation that goes on your transcript and to graduate an honors degree, you will have to complete a project. Okay. Then we have the syllabus. So you can see if you click on the syllabus, it will take you straight there. You can download a copy of that. It's all ready for you. All the information for the course is there. We do use an open educational resource textbook, totally free. If you click on that, you will see that will take you to that textbook in a table of contents. I also have each chapter linked within the course, so no worries. But the first thing you're going to do when you enter our course is to complete the orientation. So please start here, complete this orientation. And it has several steps to go through. How do you get started in this course? And you'll see each step of the orientation is there for you. There's 11 tasks. They don't take that long. But 3 of them are graded. So do make sure to go through this. But you will see these are your tasks. Like 1 is read the syllabus. 2 is review the schedule. 3 is getting to know me. And then of course task 4, that's a graded one. That's your course entry quiz. Please note, this one must be completed by February 4th. I have asked for it to be due February 1st. That's my preference for it to be done. However, if this one's not completed by February 4th, sadly, you will lose your seat in the class and you can't be added back. So please, 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 please take that course entry quiz. Also, you're not able to see any more of the course after task 4 on your end until you complete this. But once you complete it, you can see it. And then task 5 is the course tour video, which is what you're hearing me do right now. Task 6, that's an introduction to discussion. This is also graded. And you just kind of keep working your way through. Task 10 will be a course orientation quiz due on the 1st as well. So each of those tasks has a area that you can go look for the course schedule, the course map. You can see that you can click the down arrow and see it here. But you can also download the original file if you need to. If you need alternative formats for accommodations, you can see all the different ways that you can download this for any need that you may have. Again, task 3 is meet your instructor. Task 4 is that course orientation quiz, but let me stop for a second on task 3 and talk a little bit about my office hours and contact information. So you see my email and my office location here. I am in RCB Classroom Building 232. I am in an office suite, so my door's not like in the hallway, so you have to kind of go through the dean's office. So when you come into I'm one of the associate deans of arts and sciences as well as a biology instructor. So if you come to the arts and science dean's suite, my office is in there. My office hours in person are 8 to 11 and then online by appointment. So if you need me in my virtual office hours, please schedule ahead of time to let me know you're coming. I am in my office Monday through Thursday. I'm usually there Friday, but not always. But Monday through Thursday, 8 to 11 are my designated hours to help. I still always say check to make sure I'm not with another student or something. Usually I have a lot of people in my office, so sometimes you might stop by. Feel free to stop by. I'm always happy to help you. But in case you want an appointment time, that might be better so you know that I'm available. But I'm always, always, always happy to help you. My preferred method of contact, I talked about this already, was Blackboard messages. If that's an issue or you can't log in, then email. Just so you know about my response time, I respond to messages and emails within 24 business hours, but please do know, I check my messages and my emails many times throughout the day. So usually you will have a response time faster than 24 hours. And the rule of thumb that I tell my students, I'll tell you guys, is that if you don't hear from me in 6 or 7 hours after you sent a Blackboard message, I may not have, it may not have gotten it. So always feel free to reach back out. I will answer every message and email I get. So if you don't hear from me, please do not feel bad reaching back out and say, hey, that usually doesn't happen. I'm usually pretty quick, but just in case, I never want to miss anything that you guys are sending me. But my response time is typically faster than 24 hours. My weekend policy is I'm typically not available on weekends. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I spend less time checking my email, less time checking my messages, and less time in the course. However, please note that I still do check it and I still do work in it on the weekends. It's just not as frequent. So the response time may be a little slower. So if you don't hear from me by Monday morning, more than likely you will, but just give me until Monday, just in case. But you usually hear from me faster than that. With posting grades, the college asks that students give faculty 1 week after the due date to get grades entered the grade book. If for some reason I can't meet this deadline, I always keep you abreast of any issues I have, travel, illness, or anything like that. Very rarely does that ever even happen. But I will notify you and let you know. But just do please note that I'm much faster. So I tend to try to set aside a couple hours every day to grade. So I do try to keep up with grading. So I try to keep up with it as it's submitted. Sometimes if I get a lot in at one time, it might take me a little time, but usually it's much faster than the week after it's due. I usually have it done within a couple of days of you submitting it, typically, and barring any emergency or something. Then there's the course entry quiz. Remember, you have to complete this to one, stay in the course, and 2, to see the rest of the course. Also, the course tour video is there for you. We do have an introduction discussion. Please make sure that's due on February 1st, just to get to know each other, and it is graded, and I will respond to you. I just wanted to put a little thing about labs in here, lab notice. We do virtual labs, and so they're on the computer. But I still think it's important that you know laboratory safety guidelines and different things regards to how to clean up in a lab. So just take a look at that. That's really important. Also, if you need help navigating through the course, you need some support, this is the area where you can find campus resources, things that we have available to you, online success tips if you're having computer issues, how to get technology support, tutoring services are here. So that is available for you to schedule appointments. So please utilize that. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to help with that. And so just make sure that you're looking through all of this information as provided to you. I do have some extra videos for you as well to help you understand Blackboard Ultra if you've never used it before, and how to go through each, like navigating in Blackboard, how to submit an assignment, discussion boards, how to check grades, etc., etc., just so that you know how to do that in case you need it. And then we have the course orientation quiz, which is a 10-question quiz. It is also one of those graded assignments. Please note that task 4, task 6, and task 10 are graded, but you can retake them as many times as you need to get a 100, and I highly recommend that because you will start off the class with 3 100 averages before we even get started in the content, and it's super helpful. So now, after that, everything is organized into modules. So you'll see that it's module 1 through 5 plus a final exam module. And then, of course, the honors project if you choose to do it, but you do not have to. So module 1 through 5 are all laid out the same way. You'll see the dates in which that module occurs. If you expand it, you will see what the summary and objectives are for that. You will see that I have a task and to-do list telling you what's due during that time. So, for example, our first due date in Module 1 is Sunday, February 8th, and you will have 3 items due on that day. I suggest working all throughout the week. Don't wait till Sunday just to do it, but that's when it will be due. And you'll see that week 2, you will have these 2 items that are due here, and week 3, you will have these items. Each module lasts between 2 to 3 weeks in length each. I also have learning materials for you. I link to the chapter reading, the free textbook. It'll take you straight there. But I also have all of our notes and our lectures for you. So you will see that for each chapter we do within that module. For example, module 1 is chapters 1 through 4. I do have a self-check for you in here, and that's just helpful for you. So it's not required. It has no due date. It doesn't count into the grades, but that's just there just as how well are you doing after studying and things like that. There's always a discussion board, and usually what happens is there's 2 due dates for this. There is the initial discussion post. This one will be due the first Sunday of the module. And this one, and then 2 responses to fellow classmates or myself will be due on the second Sunday of the module, which is February 15th. So you just make sure that you're answering the question here, and then by the next week, you can respond to 2 people in the class. There's also global connection activities throughout. These, of course, have to be completed, but it is part of why this course is considered a global course. So you've got 2 of these activities throughout the semester in Module 1, one in Module 1, one in Module 3. Every module, you will also have homework. And those are questions you can use your resources on. You will always have labs. Your labs are digital, so you can see I tell you everything is a purpose, a task, and how to be successful. These are digital labs, so you have to click to go to that digital lab. And if I hit continue, it's because I've done it, but so I'll mute it. But so you go on in and you go through each of those lab activities. And what I'll ask you to do is, typically I will have you take images or photographs, or just answer questions. So you'll either have, you can see here it's saying click on the screenshot. So here you're going to have some questions that requires 2 screenshots when you do the lab, and then a couple of questions. It'll be a total of, I'm thinking this one is 7 questions, but I don't really recall right now. But you'll see that's the same for each one. In this one, you see that there's more screenshots required there. And that one's due on the 8th, and there's that virtual lab for that. So you will have questions, you have videos and things to work through each one of those. So, make sure you take a look at that. And then you will always have a quiz. So the quiz, of course, is due on the last day of the module. And then you'll move on to the next module. So each module is set up the same way. You'll see module 2 will look exactly the same with the same order and things like that. Now, labs. We talked about their virtual labs. You will have, when you get to module 3 and module 5, a lab practical. So your first lab practical is module 1. Your second lab practical is Module 5. So just be aware of those. I do have a study guide and a review for each one of those based on the labs that we have conducted. And just so you know, the textbook is a very helpful resource for those labs as well. So you will see that that is standard all the way through. Then we have the final exam module. You will have information about that. Please note the final exam does not become available until Monday, May 5th. It is one thing I can't open early. And then it's due on Tuesday, May 13th. So just make sure that you have this done by the due date, but I can't open it early. Other things in the course in Module 1 through 5, you can work ahead if needed. So if you have a trip planned, a family event planned, always do that ahead of time so you don't get behind. Mentioned the honors project earlier. This is optional. You can do a microbial profile journal. Here are the instructions for that, and you submit it here. And then if you want to join the GC Rhino Scholars Honors Program, feel free, and here's the information with and a QR code to join. We would love to have you. I'm one of the advisors for the honors program, so me and Mrs. Dupree would love to have you as an honors student if you aren't already. But anyways, that is how the course is laid out. You can see your grade book is located here as well. You'll see gradable items. The due dates are already there. It's all bound for you and ready to go. So I keep those grades updated. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Let me know. I'm always happy to help. And I hope everyone has a great day. Everyone have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.